Okay, tell me what is it like to be in a 3 Michelin star restaurant? Is there? Am I gonna have somebody to massage me when I eat?
It's about the most important things for the Michelin is the quality of the ingredients.
Right.
And I think Vietnam, you have a lot of very nice natural ingredients, very sustainable ingredients. But I would say sometimes, unfortunately, the people are looking more on Instagram picture, no? So maybe they wait 20 minutes before eat a dish because they take all picture and you already lose what the dish should be.
Wow, look at this.
Okay, so here we go.
Tell me, I don't know how to start. Gọi là, tôi là Huy Tạ và đây là Ala, một series podcast về ẩm thực, nơi mà chúng ta sẽ có... không, đó là mùa 1 rồi. Còn đây là mùa 2, nơi mà chúng ta sẽ được dịp tìm hiểu sự đa dạng về văn hóa ẩm thực của các nước khác nhau. Một điều đặc biệt hơn nữa khi xem Ala mùa này, ngoài việc các bạn được đã tai, đã mắt, thì chúng ta còn học được những tips and tricks, những mẹo nhỏ do chính các đầu bếp hướng dẫn mà chúng ta có thể ngay lập tức áp dụng tại căn bếp của mình. Xin mời. Mọi người thân mến, có một tin chấn động gần đây, đó chính là Michelin Guide đã chính thức về với Việt Nam. Và từ đây chúng ta sẽ có một bản danh sách đáng tin cậy về những nhà hàng ngon mà chúng ta có thể ghé thăm và thưởng thức. Okay, everyone, our guest today is Matteo. He's an executive chef here in Vittorio Saigon.
So hello everyone and welcome to Vittorio Saigon.
I'm gonna be very honest today. Me sitting here with you, a very noble chef, in a luxury restaurant like this. I feel like I have money. Suddenly, I feel like I'm a rich person. All of a sudden, this suit I borrowed from my dad. So I gotta look like that I have money for now.
Well, looks very nice, actually.
Thank you. So today is gonna be a very interesting episode. We have a chance to talk with you. You're a chef who obviously you have your experience in culinary for a pretty long time. Yeah. You worked in some Michelin restaurant. Yeah. So today, that's what we're going to talk about, Michelin. Because Michelin is coming to Vietnam very, very soon. That's an exciting news for everyone. First of all, I would like to ask you a little bit of questions that, of course, in the restaurant, beside the food and its taste, you know, how delicious it is, one factor that cannot be missed is the decoration.
Yes.
True. And because we do not only eat by our taste, but sometimes people say that we eat with our eyes too. So the dish has to look pretty. One thing I'm very interested in is the decoration itself. Like, I see there's a lot of herbs that are being used. In Vietnam, to be very honest, we only use cilantro and maybe green onions. That's all the herbs we use for decoration. Yes. So what do you think about this? How important do you think it is for, in the herbs that we use in decoration for dishes in food?
So I think that right now the usage of herbs, as you said, is a lot in the restaurant. But most of the chefs are using the herbs just as a decor for the plate. But each herbs has a different flavor. So I think an herbs is much more than a decoration.
Okay.
So in a restaurant like Da Vittorio, when we put an herbs on the dish, is because there is a sense to be put on that dish. Every herbs has a very different flavor that can change the perspective and the flavor of the dish itself. So when we put herbs in the dish is a different story. It's not just a decoration. For us, it's a matter of flavor.
Right.
So that's why you try to elevate the flavor of the dish just maybe with a small herbs that will be full of flavor inside.
So what you're saying is on the herbs, when we put on the dish, it has to have a reason.
Yes,
It doesn't only serve the looking part, but it also has to serve the tasting part.
Correct.
It has to be blended in, or else it has to elevate the dish.
Correct, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think you're going to be having a very big problem here in Vietnam, because Vietnam, we're known for our herbs. We have a lot of different kinds of herbs here in Vietnam, and all that has a very distinguished taste.
Yes.
So I'm very excited to maybe learn a little bit from you, and maybe the audience can learn too, how you can elevate your dish with herbs. Is that okay?
Yes, of course.
Wow, look at this.
Okay, so here we go.
This is so pretty. This is like I instantly smell something.
Yes, of course.
Very fragrant.
You will smell a lot of things actually mixed together.
Wow, this is like a garden. Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me. I mean, I don't know how to start.
So as you see, all of them have a very different looking, and it's very nice to make a decoration in the dish. You can see there are the red one, there are beautiful flowers, there are the one with the red strips. There are the one that are very small bulb on the top. There are flowers.
Yeah.
But each one of them have a very different flavor.
How many, let's say, basics category it is in herbs? And then how can we pair it with our food?
The basic flavor that well known around the world, example, is in front of you, the basil.
Basil.
So basil is an herb that you use in a lot of dishes and give a very fresh flavor. You have example, the sage or the thyme. So sage and thyme that are usually used for cooking. Example, when you cook a meat or when you cook a fish. You know, those are very classic European herbs.
Right.
Herbs that in the European, Italian, and French cuisine are used a lot.
But is there any simple rules that I can apply? Let's say if I cook a spicy dish, if I cook a soup dish, if I cook like a rice dish, what kind of herbs I can use?
So this one really depends on which kind of dish you cook. Example, you do a stew meat, okay, like a beef stew, a lamb stew.
Okay.
In that case, the suggested herbs is the thyme and the sage because they are the one that in a long cooking preparation, they are releasing more flavor on the hot water. But there are some herbs like all those microherbs and example the basil that they are giving more flavor when they are eating raw. That's why the classic example is the pizza margherita in Italy. The pizza margherita, the basil, you don't put in the cooking time.
Right.
You put when the pizza come out of the oven. Because if you put in the cooking time, you're going to lose everything from the basil. The aroma of the basil come out when it's raw meat.
There we go.
Yes.
We learned something today. I
Yeah.
learned something today. Very good. Okay. Yeah, so your tips is that even though whatever the herbs that we're going to use, it's best to use it raw instead of cooked.
Yes.
Right? So we can
That's the best.
reserve on the flavors and also on
And
the
the
fragrance.
color also.
The color
The
also.
color, because as you said before, right now, when you go in a restaurant, you don't look only on the taste of the dish. But I would say sometimes, unfortunately, the people are looking more on Instagram picture, no? So maybe they wait 20 minutes before eat a dish because they take all picture and you already lose what the dish should be.
Okay, now my dear audience, I don't know what about you, but myself, after hearing Matteo talk, I cannot wait to taste his food.
Yes, sure. Now we're going to taste some dishes and I will let you really understand on the field what means play with the herbs on the dishes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go,
Good.
everybody. Okay, I'm so excited for it. What is this? Appetizer?
Yes.
What is this? Oh, this looks so pretty. Whoa. What I'm seeing here is...
You see?
I don't know how to describe it. It's like a piece of art. I don't know how to describe this, everybody. I'm sorry. Okay, so what is this first dish?
So basically here we have beetroot, so pickled beetroot ravioli. We stuffed inside with the goat cheese, and the goat cheese we flavor with the fresh thyme.
Yeah.
So we chop the thyme very fine, and we flavor the goat cheese inside. Each ravioli on the top has a different herbs.
Oh my
So
God.
basically, every raviolo that you will taste, it will have a different flavor because the herb will give a different character to every ravioli. So we have example, the thyme, we have the mustard leaves, we have the iced herbs, we have the chives flower. It's really important that you will feel the difference between when you eat one herb, another one, compared to the dish.
Now I truly understand what you mean when you said that by putting herbs on your dish, it's not just only about the decoration,
Yes.
it's also about the taste.
Exactly, very important.
By the dish is a very good example that I can taste with every single herb. It's sort of just change and it elevate the dish in a different way.
Different way, exactly. That's exactly the goal.
Today, I want to talk to you about the real reason why I came here. This exciting news that the F&B industry have heard about recently is that Michelin is coming to Vietnam.
Yeah.
Vietnamese, we ourselves, we heard a lot about Michelin, you know, but we don't quite know well about it. Now, we don't know where it is. So would you please tell me what does it mean for a restaurant to have a Michelin star?
So, of course, now the arrival of the mission in Vietnam, it was is an incredible news for the country.
Yeah.
Very, very important because it will really elevate the tourism of the country. The people will start to travel for food also. And this is the classic example that happened in Thailand, where the Michelin guide arrived there. The tourism perspective changed because people start to travel for food also. So the classic foodies tourism. The Michelin is a recognition that recognize a restaurant with the quality of the ingredients used in the plate. Of course, the taste, the consistency, that you keep the high standard level, the menu in the time during the visit of the Michelin inspector, because as you know, the Michelin inspector are anonymous. So a restaurant don't know when the Michelin inspector will come to eat. It's about the most important things for the Michelin is the quality of the ingredients.
Right.
And I think Vietnam, you have a lot of very nice natural ingredients, very sustainable ingredients. So I think it is a place that where the Michelin guide came and they really look into Vietnam since long time. And finally they are here, but I think it's a country that deserves to have the Michelin star.
Right. So the Michelin is like an anonymous mafia gang. we don't know who they are. They just come in a restaurant, they're silently eating and they're silently judging.
Basically, yes.
Basically,
yeah.
So would you recommend me next time if I go to any restaurant, I will look serious. I will wear like a black suit. I would just sit there, look very serious with a note on my hand, just writing. And then the restaurant would treat me better on that time.
So I don't think so, because nowadays the Michelin inspectors, sometimes they just go to eat in a restaurant with the family. So you will not really be able, they can come in a very casual occasion, can be a birthday, can be just with the family.
I see.
Maybe sometimes not even the family knows that they are working for Michelin.
Oh,
because
really?
they have to be very natural. So you really cannot reconcile, and of course they will not show in front of you. They're gonna take a note. So joking apart, I think is a very, very good step for Vietnam, because the potential are here. Vietnam is well known for the street food, because you know the street food for Vietnam is history.
Funny how you mentioned that, because I always thought that the Michelin restaurant is always something fancy, always something expensive. But like you mentioned, there's some hawkers, there's some street food in the world that has been recognized, that has been given a Michelin star.
Yeah.
So because you work in a Michelin star restaurant before, I just want to ask you, the Michelin only give out to the expensive food, or do they care more about the flavor of the food actually?
They care some about the quality of the ingredients, very important, and the taste of the dish. Is not about expensive or not.
Tell me your experience a little bit with working inside of a Michelin kitchen. Is it always pressure? Do you lose a lot of weight because you're always sweating in the kitchen? I don't know.
I lose a lot of weight actually, yes.
Oh, yes.
But the pressure is a lot, yes. Yes, the pressure is a lot because, you work for a chef that has a Michelin star and has a Michelin and you never know when a Michelin inspector will come. So your food can be judged every time.
Did you cry?
Yeah, sometimes yes, it happens.
Oh, no.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh no!
On the beginning of my career, yes.
Oh no! That's how much pressure it is.
Quite a tough time, yes. But you learn also like this.
Sounds like I don't want to be a chef at all.
Not easy, I would say.
Easy,
yes, not easy. Yes.
Yes, like you said before, it is. Michelin has appeared in a lot of countries, like Thailand.
Yeah.
But what I'm surprised to find out is that some of the developed countries with the very good food industry, like Australia, Michelin hasn't come there. Is there any reason why do you think behind that?
Oh, I think the Michelin make their own plan and their own agreement with the country. So I believe Australia was maybe not interested to be judged.
For some reason, at least to me, Michelin always seemed like a very prestige.
Yes. Yeah.
Award, I would say.
Yes.
Why is the reason why is that Michelin is like the number one top goal that all the restaurant on the chef trying to achieve? Because
the Michelin was the first and became very popular in France. That France with Italy was one where the Nouvelle Cuisine born, a different style of fine dining cuisine. So the Michelin became very popular around, and the chefs start to look to get the Michelin star. So they became very popular, and now for the chef, the goal is to get the Michelin star. They are not looking much on other rankings. So the Michelin is something that is much more search from the chef and then follow by the chef. So I think the reason is because really they are the one that are more clear, I think, on the judgment, and they are more focused on the dish and on the criteria of the food. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm starting to lose focus on you now because the food just being served. Yes, and instantly I smelled it. It smells so good. What is this, Matteo? Please.
This one is a kind of risotto, but it's not made with rice. It's made with barley. That is another kind of cereal.
Yeah.
And as you see inside, we have some mixed chopped herbs. And on the top, you have a taleggio cheese fondue that is an Italian cheese called taleggio with some mint powder. And as you see on the top, we put different kind of herbs like the wild fennel, the fresh oregano, the pea shoots, the amaranth. We have marjoram. So when you get, I suggest you, when you get a bite of a risotto, try to get a bite with the different herbs. So you're gonna, as we said before, with the beetroot ravioli, elevate each bite with a different kind of herbs taste.
Okay, now I cannot wait to try this. So you were saying that I should get a little bit of everything?
Herbs, yes. Yeah. So it's a very delicate flavor, the basic flavor inside. And you're gonna see with the herbs, you're gonna get a different kind of dish elevation at the end of your taste.
The herb taste only comes up like for the aftertaste.
Yes.
After you finish eating, so you're eating the risotto, and then the herbs kicks in. That's when you start to feel it.
Yes. So the beginning you have to feel the main flavor of the dish. The main flavor,
yeah.
And aftertaste should be the herbs that will give you in the mouth a different sensation. So two different flavor in your mouth, before and after.
So we were talking about Michelin guide when it came to Vietnam. Yeah. How would you predict that the F&B industry will change when they come?
Oh, so for sure, a lot of chefs, most of the chefs will push more. So I would say in the search of premium ingredients, in the taste of the dish, even in the ambience of the restaurant. So I think it will help a lot the industry to see a lot of new and nice restaurants grow up. But the most important part for me is the tourism. Because as you know, right now, the Vietnam doesn't have a lot of people that travel for food.
Right.
But with the arrival of the Michelin, you will have a lot of people that maybe from Bangkok, from Hong Kong, from close destination, they will say, okay, I'm going to Saigon for 3 days because I want to try this restaurant, and this restaurant. So I think this is very important. It will grow the tourism a lot. So I think the choice to have the Michelin now here and the choice of the Michelin to come to Vietnam is in the right time because the country is growing a lot. And this one, it will help a lot on the tourism profile.
Right. Yeah. This is a very good point that I haven't thought of before. You know, I just thought that Michelin star when they come here, then the chef, they would actually, they would push harder than you said. But I never thought that it would actually boost tourism. Lots of the time when the tourists, they come here to visit Vietnam, they come here for the culture, they come here for the scene, for the view, for the nature. Yeah. But you're right that when the Michelin comes, a lot more people will know how delicious it is, the Vietnamese food is.
Exactly.
Right, and they will come for that reason.
Yeah, they will just come maybe to spend a few days in Ho Chi Minh, a few days in Hanoi.
Right.
Because maybe they will say, okay, I will try also for dinner a one Michelin star restaurant here, there. So I think it will move a lot of people more.
We know that Michelin's had 1, 2, 3 stars.
Yes.
What's the difference between 1, 2, 3?
So the 1 star is basically more about the good food, premium quality of the ingredients.
Yes.
The second Michelin star is about, of course, all what is about the first, but also you need to have the service, you need to have a lot of different details also in the restaurant. And the third Michelin star is the perfection. From food, from service, from the entrance, from the decor, from everything.
Okay.
So the third Michelin star is the perfection.
Okay, tell me what is it like to be in the 3 Michelin star restaurant, I mean, am I gonna have somebody to massage me when I eat? I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's just matter of gesture, no? Or even how natural the people work, but they give you the best of their service.
Right. Because I always thought a Michelin star is somewhere's very luxury, very cold, very formal, very, I would say, just suit up, guys suiting up, not smiling all the time, very, very stiff. But like you said, it's very important to make the eaters, when it comes to a restaurant, they feel that they feel the atmosphere. They feel that they're welcome. They feel like it's as if they're having a dinner with their friends or family at home.
Yeah, I mean, if you are in a restaurant and you are almost scary to touch the cutlery, you don't feel how you will have the dinner, not in a comfortable way.
Right.
So it's what we try also in Da Vittorio here, no? We try to give the best of the service, the best of the food, but we also try to keep the ambience a little bit not too formal. By the manager will talk to you, the chef will come to talk to you. We try to let you feel at home. So yeah, that is the most important, I think, is how you let the guests perceive the restaurant.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you a little bit more specifically about the Italian food.
Yeah.
And Italian cuisine. That I have learned that Italian cuisine they focus more on about the ingredient.
Yes.
So I know that you value the ingredients a lot. But does that hold back you from, let's say, creating a dish that is more complex? Does that make sense?
Yeah, so for us Italian, it's easy to work with the good products because in Italy you have this very different variety of climate from the north to the center to the south. So in Italy you basically find everything. You find the good fish, you find good meat, you find good wine, good cheese, good herbs, good vegetable. So it's quite easy for an Italian chef to play with Italian ingredients. But the focus of an Italian restaurant is to use the good ingredients and to don't change too much the nature of that ingredients. The classic example in Da Vittorio, our dishes are quite, I would say, simple, but you have to taste the main ingredients.
Right.
It's really focused on the ingredients and on the quality of the product.
Right.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna be my sacred moment when I eat the dessert. I love it.
Maybe you can start with your finger with the coffee chips. Just to start with the tiramisu flavor. And after you can enjoy as you want, maybe with a little bit of coffee ice cream. So it will remind you the flavor of the tiramisu, of course. But at the aftertaste, you're gonna have also something different that is given by the different herbs that you have in the plate.
This is very interesting. I never seen any herbs being put in my dessert before. This is actually the first time I eat herbs with dessert. And you're right, it changes the whole experience.
Yeah.
What is the difference between Italians and Vietnamese when they enjoy the meal, when they eat the food? Any difference that you see in the culture of eating?
Yeah, I think the Vietnamese use a lot of coriander, something that in Italy we don't use, because coriander, the cilantro, is one of the herbs that in Italy you don't find.
Okay.
We don't use in the restaurant the cilantro.
Is there any reason why that you don't use cilantro? Is it because you cannot grow it there, or is it because of the culinary reason?
Because most of European people don't like the flavor of the coriander. It's something genetic. I was searching, they make a research that you can check on internet, and it's very, very interesting to understand that the 60% of European population cannot eat cilantro because the flavor.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you're right. In Vietnam, we use a lot of coriander in our food, but that's why today has become so helpful, is that now we learn that there's a lot of more herbs that you can use, you can put in your dish that is not coriander.
Exactly. Yeah, there are many more choices.
Many more choices that you can make. Yeah.
So, and play a lot.
Because usually people just put coriander in as a habit. But we don't know anything else to put. We just put coriander and then maybe some green onions, and that's it.
Exactly.
But now that we learn that there's a lot more options, and we learn how to use it, then maybe we can actually elevate our dish. Okay, thank you, Matteo. Today I've learned so much besides eating all the delicious food, I now learned that I can elevate my food by using different herbs. And now I promise you, my next dish that I'm gonna cook will not only gonna be coriander and green onions.
Yeah, you will send me the picture and the video. I want to see. I want to taste also, actually.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Matteo.
very much. It was a pleasure. Thank you.